It's an espresso shot. Oh, it's an espresso shot. Well, good morning or good evening, wherever you're downloading this Friday espresso shot from. This is a Friday espresso shot, and we're not sure what this espresso shot is for.
This is just a weekly espresso shot.
Come on now. Is that what we're doing?
So this is
we back?
So this is a kind of a new show that we're gonna just put this out on YouTube. So make sure that you follow us and hit the subscribe button, and look down and hit the like button down there, because this is we have moved our espresso shot to the middle of the week.
Oh, okay.
Into YouTube.
Okay.
If it sounds like we're all hostages, like trying to make an emergency phone call, like 911.
Actually, we're all we be the hostage takers in this case.
No, we're like, police. We gotta.
We are all donning the Layman's Cup COVID-19 mask right now.
Yeah,
you've heard of N95. This is the Candyland Creations Layman's Cup COVID Clean.
It's kind of like COVID, like 95.
It's kind of like
right?
a 95.
These are the Layman's Cup 97s.
There you go. There you go.
The 97 Ks. The K97s.
These are the K97s right here. Layman's
right.
Cup K97s. You want this in your life right now during this crisis.
I feel myself not getting sick already.
Yeah. Feel yourself not.
It makes your body as healthy as 97's Kemp's body was.
Woof. Come on, Wesley.
Yeah.
That's a sales pitch right there.
Right there.
I wore mine
out. Pure and unadulterated athleticism.
Yes.
Raw,
and healthy.
I'm just
as
gonna cut my
97
shirt.
Kemp.
I'm gonna cut my shirt off.
Show your abs.
It does make you want to show your abs off.
I wore mine to Dollar General. Somebody gave me their wallet.
See, it's working already. It's because they respect what you're doing to protect them.
That's exactly right.
Like, here
you go.
I feel like we should wear these when we're taking up offering at our drive-in sign.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Offerings increase 300%.
Oh no!
That is.
Listen,
fantastic.
Candyland Creations. We could not have done this without you. Thank you, dear. CANDEE Land Creations. Go to her Facebook page, CANDEE Land Creations. Scroll down just a bit to her Etsy link. Go on there and shop. Get you one of these. I know y'all want these. Y'all see these already. This is where it's at right here. So I'm going to take mine off now so you can talk to the people. All right, we got to make a phone call real quick for this espresso. Pardon me, this espresso shot, and we got a special guest. Really not a guest at this point. This is a friend and brother that we call him. And he's had a story that he told me he had. We've had this thing in the books for a while, and I haven't been able to get up with him because we quit doing our espresso shots because we just hadn't had time. It just didn't make sense as for our schedule as to how we always drop our espresso shots. And so now that we're changing up, we can get back to it. So we want to call the wrestling pastor, Josh Rivas, down in Jacksonville, Florida, because I've been wanting to hear this story since we got the tragic news of
the football season being canceled. No,
not
spring
that,
training?
but
No? Okay.
the tragic news of Kobe Bryant passing. So Josh Rivas had a story for us, and we definitely want to hear that right here. This is the Layman's Cup exclusive right here. Layman's Cup exclusive. So let's get Josh on the phone.
Hello.
There he is. There he is.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
WP.
Man, it has been, I'd say a minute, but I'd say it's been at least an hour. It's been a while.
It's been like a COVID-19.
It feels like 20 years, Josh.
The world was, it was at least a decade ago. So,
We were allowed to go to movie theaters last time we talked to you.
That's right. That's right.
man, there was a lot different the last time that we talked.
A lot.
Yeah.
more.
Anything
I
changed
think
for y'all
every-
since the last time we talked? Anything changed since the last time we talked to you?
Well, my beard's gotten longer.
There you go.
Pretty interesting.
Nick Foles is no longer your quarterback.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we somehow we were that kid in the lunchroom who somehow traded a bologna sandwich for like 5 oatmeal cream pies.
Oh,
traded
that's
him to the
awesome.
Bears, and actually they gave us stuff back for him. It was incredible. It was
So-
great.
How did you break it to him that he can't be your intern anymore?
Yeah.
Well, he never showed up that summer anyway, so we had to pull the plug on it.
I don't know what kind of GM I would make, but I would gladly take a 5 oatmeal cream pies for my bologna sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
I would gladly take that trade. Listen, brother, man, I got, so there's a story that you and I kicked around that you have that I've been dying to hear, that I just been not bugging you about because I want to hear it. You just sent me a photo of it, and I'm beside myself. So before we get to the story, I do have a little bit of a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
There's been a lot of Josh Rivas appearance on the Front Pew podcast, and none on the Layman's Cup podcast. And,
Well, I've gotten 3 invitations from Griggs and 0 invitations from the Layman's Cup, and so
I've even seen you going out. What is it? Not Another Baptist podcast?
yeah, with Hensley and those guys. Yeah.
man, I'm just so it's not personal, right? It's nothing personal.
It's us. It's just us.
I'm,
It's just us. Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm a cheap date when it comes to podcasts. Any invitation, I'll take it.
It doesn't get any cheaper.
Basically, WP says it's not me, it's you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, have I ever not picked up when you guys call?
And that's a fact.
That's true.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, so Jordan documentary is out. We're gonna get to the Kobe story, but where you at so far? Have you been following it?
Following what's that?
The Jordan documentary, the Jordan docuseries.
Last
Oh my
dance.
gosh, yeah, it is. So
It's
no,
on
yeah,
Tonight.
but
It comes
it's
on
been-
tonight. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yes, appointment viewing, man. It's been
Yes.
appointment viewing, and I'm very excited. I feel like the first 4, the first 4 episodes have been kind of building.
Yeah.
And I think tonight's going to be when the whole thing, like when they put the pedal to the metal.
Oh,
and it
okay.
It's
hits
gonna be the
100.
dream. It's gonna be the dream team tonight, I believe.
Yeah, I believe we get Dream Team. I think we're going to start getting more of the actual practice footage from that last
Oh yes.
season and that. So I think it's about to. They had to lay
yes.
the groundwork.
To put it
It
in
was- they're
perspective, I'm
like-
sorry. Go ahead.
It was kind of like a Baptist sermon. It's a long introduction, and now they're getting into the meat.
To put it in perspective, my wife is actually interested in watching
Mine
this,
is
and,
too.
and I want to rewatch
Mine
it
is
with
too.
it
It's
because
great.
it's really good. And
Yeah, my wife has done the thing, and I don't know if anybody else does this. She's like, "You enjoy that? You sit down," because I've been texting friends and stuff, and then she just kind of keeps hovering in the background behind the couch,
Yeah.
and I'll
Yeah.
notice she just kind of pauses for 5 to 10 minutes and stands there, and she'll kind of wander off during a commercial, and then she comes back, and she's like, "What was that part?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"I didn't think you were interested."
yeah.
If that tells you the magnitude of his goatness,
Absolutely.
Our
And-
wives
and-
are in there.
and you say that part was Michael Jordan showing up at Dennis Rodman's house and dragging him out back to the game.
Yeah.
Back to play.
Exactly. Well, and I think what's been good is, because all of us, I've got a running joke that anybody under 30, you can't have a rational conversation with them about
Yeah.
the Michael Jordan versus LeBron thing, because I say that they're all King James only.
Yeah.
And part of it's just because they never really got to watch him, and all they've seen is a couple of YouTube clips. And I've had so many conversations with teenagers at our church, and he was really good. I'm like, yes, I know. Yeah, that's what we've been
At
telling you.
what point do you tell him to shut up?
Well, I let them talk. Well, as long as they say the right thing. If they come back and they're like, I still don't see it, that's when they get the shut up.
Yeah, okay, that's us.
So tragic passing of Kobe Bryant, man, and I didn't realize that I was going to be affected by the passing of Kobe Bryant the way that I was affected. I felt closer to Kobe Bryant's life than I thought I should have, and I think a lot of people shared that. But you and I just sort of briefly talked about it when he passed away, and you said, I have an amazing Kobe story. And then I just got a picture of you, and that was your brother?
Yeah.
That was your brother, and I was like, who is the guy sitting next to him? And then I read it again, and you said, look in between me and my brother. And there is a picture of one Kobe Bean Bryant behind you at the next table. Tell me about this photo, my friend.
Yeah. So, well, to the first point about being affected by it, I think the more I've got to think about it, he sort of arrived. There's a weird convergence of, we watched almost his whole life.
Yeah, man.
So we knew about this guy from when he was 16, 17. And then we literally watched him. And then social media comes onto the scene.
Yep.
And so we saw the good, the bad, the ugly, everything about this guy's life. So you knew as much about him as you did like your second cousin.
We watched this,
if not more.
We watched him become a man and be great at what he does. We were a fan of what he did on the court, and we sort of watched him go through trials off the court. And he was just like woven into our culture somehow.
Yeah, so it was one of those. I think it was when it was suddenly gone. It was like, oh, he was he was just in the edges of my life more than I realized.
Yeah.
And so the story is, I think it would have been December of 17 because it was we were celebrating my parents' 40th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
And so me and my brothers, I've got two younger brothers. And so we all got together with our families and surprised my parents, and we took them on a cruise. And so to celebrate their anniversary, and so we went on a Disney cruise because we're down here in Florida. And so there at the time, there's been one more added to the bunch since then, but at the time there were 16 of us.
Wow.
So it was all the grandkids, my parents, brothers, sister-in-laws, the whole deal. So they put us at this one big huge table. So whenever we all roll together, we're just one giant apology where you're just like, sorry. It's loud, and it's 8 kids at the time. And so we're sitting at this, it's the first night at dinner on this cruise, we're crammed into this big dining room type thing. And one of my brothers, I was clearly sitting, with my brother on one side of me, and then our other brother was at the end of the table, our youngest brother.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get my attention. And I look down, and he's mouthing something. And I'm like, why are you mouthing? Just say it. And he's like, and then I realized, and so they kind of play telephone down the table through all these kids and everybody else. And they go, Kobe Bryant's behind you. And I looked at him like, and so listen, 3 brothers, we try to make fools of each other all the time. I'm like, I'm not turning around and looking at whoever's behind me.
Yeah.
Because we're sitting pretty close. This table's right behind us. Like, I'm not going to turn around and gawk. They're going to see it. And he's like, and then he's giving me the bug. I was like, no, you need to turn around. So I kind of casually glance over my shoulder and go, oh my gosh, that's Kobe Bryant. and sitting at the table, literally behind us, like if you can imagine being at a Chili's and the table right behind you, it's Kobe Bryant. He's holding his youngest, other daughter sitting there, his wife, and then I believe it was his mother-in-law that's sitting across the seat, and you can see her in the picture, is sitting with her back to us, and they're right behind us. And I was like, what on earth is Kobe Bryant doing on a Disney cruise?
Right.
And I was like, he can buy a cruise ship. And so what we realized over the course of it, because I finally asked somebody, I said, what is he doing here? And they're like, his daughter wanted to go on a Disney cruise.
Wow.
And I was like, are you kidding me? And so what ended up happening is he sat, like, because if you've ever been on a cruise, you realize, like, you go to different dining rooms, but you always sit near the same people. Like, the tables are kind of organized the same.
Yeah.
So his family sat behind us all 3 nights of this cruise at all these meals. And so the whole time, what was nuts is he gave his daughters this entire experience. And this is what I learned. So this dude did great things on a basketball court, but we also know that he made some pretty terrible decisions on a very large stage.
Sure.
Early in his marriage and in his life.
Sure.
But what I can tell you from just a passing view is that dude was a really good dad.
Yeah, man.
Because he could have rented out an island. He could have, and it was like being an animal in a cage, man. People kept walking by our tables, like taking pictures of them, trying to be sly, but they weren't, trying to like.
Yeah, that couldn't have been easy for him.
And he kept his head, but I mean, I'm telling you, like, got him in line meeting princesses and taking them to the pool, and there they go on the little private island that you stop at, in the Bahamas. And he spent, like, because his daughter, he could have told her, like, listen, I can take you to Fiji or I can rent a boat. She's like, I want to go on a Disney cruise with princesses. So he took his kids on a Disney cruise. Now I'm sure, somebody will go, oh, I'm sure it was sponsored or they paid his way. And it's like, I don't care. For a dude of that prestige,
in 2017,
celebrity.
we're talking about Kobe Bean in 2017.
He had just retired.
Yeah.
He had literally just retired, and this is like the first thing that he did was get on a boat with thousands of other yahoos, and did all the stuff because that's what his kid wanted to do. And so it was just a pretty wild experience to be that close. And we didn't ask for any pictures, we didn't bug them, we didn't want to be those people. But just in casual observation, like, there was no nannies there, there's no handlers. There's, like, he's feeding his kids, he's cutting up chicken nuggets, he's doing the whole deal, and it seemed genuine. And so anyway, I gained my respect level jumped just levels at that moment where you go, all right, that's a real dude.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's perfect.
Yep.
But that dude cares about his family, and you know he's a real one. So
Awesome story, man. And I don't know. I mean, impressive story. I don't know if I'm more impressed with the story or the fact that you sat in front of Kobe Bryant for 3 nights and didn't bother him one time.
no, I was just like, and I think I was tempted the first night, and then as I watched like 10 people, literally in the span of like 10 minutes, walk by and take his picture without asking him.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, that's crummy. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how they. Now listen, they get paid well,
Yeah.
but there is that what you sacrifice with that level of privacy, where you know. And so I was going, you know what, because what am I going to do with it? Just have a picture and be like, now, did I have the person across the table for me take a picture so I could be like, I'm not making this up? Absolutely. But you know. It was tough for me to be like, I'm a 30-something-year-old man. Like, excuse me, Mr. Bryan, can I take a picture while you're trying to eat your steak? You know, it's like, you know, at some point I just had to let it go.
I respect you not saying anything to him, because my experience with celebrities was like when Steve Smith was behind me at the ATM in South Park Mall, and I turned around and all I could say was, "Are you Steve Smith?" And I was like, I've replayed that in my head so many times about how stupid that was.
When I went to Burkdale movie theater,
Which is a shopping center near us.
right in 2008, right after Steph Curry had his like amazing run where Davidson made it to the Elite Eight,
lost to Kansas Bailey.
and I was using the restroom in the urinal. And he was right beside me in the urinal, and he had his hat on backwards.
So picture Wes is there. He's got his stool.
Yeah.
And he's...
no, I didn't have a stool. That's what made it. And so, but he looked, at that point, he looked like a little skinny kid, which he was.
Yeah.
He looked like a high school kid, but he was somewhat tall. I mean, especially compared to me. So I'm looking at it, and then we both go to the sink to wash our hands, and we're looking at each other in the sink. And I said, "That was an awesome tournament, man." He said, "Thank you." and I didn't say anything else to him, because I was like, I'm not gonna totally like. I'm a grown man,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
You're a kid.
Yeah, I'm not going to...
except you tower over me, but like, but I wanted tried to be cool, but at the same time give him a compliment and say that was awesome, because that was when he was like scoring 40 points a game in that tournament.
Oh yeah. Well, the funniest celebrity story that I have, and I think I tweeted about this once, and I think Kemp saw it. I was at a McDonald's in Central Florida. We were traveling somewhere. I was like going to a youth camp, I think, to work as a counselor for a week or something like that. And so we pulled into this McDonald's. There was a huge tour bus, and you can just tell a tour bus when you see it. I was like, huh. So we go in, and we're waiting in line at McDonald's, and I'm standing there with my buddy. And all of a sudden, there's this little short lady, and she's as wide as she is short. I mean, it's like she's shaped like a dishwasher. I mean, and I'm like, but I keep looking at her going, man, she looks familiar. And then suddenly my friend just looks at her and goes, and blurts out, "Are you Aretha Franklin?"
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
And she goes, and at that moment, they go, number 82 or whatever, and they hand this lady the biggest bag of food you've ever seen. And she goes, "Yes, baby, y'all have a good day." And she saunters out of the McDonald's and gets on the bus. And then I get online, we go. Sure enough, she's in concert in that little, like heading down that way. And it was Aretha Franklin in a McDonald's in Central Florida getting to go.
I can't believe she's the one that went in and got it.
I know.
That's what was so shocking. Yeah. So she was in there and yeah, I don't know if she was getting it for the group or whatever, but she was well taken care of that day.
Well, Josh, before we let you go, man, I know you got to head out here. I can just tell you,
it's all good.
I got to tell you on behalf of celebrities everywhere, I was in Food Line and somebody recognized me from the podcast, and it's tough to be recognized in public. But
was it from that time that Tim Keller tweeted you?
It's tough sometimes to not be able to go places and not have a lot of privacy. So anonymity. I gave that up a long time ago. I gave that up a long time.
So everyone listening from Lincolnton, please leave Kemp alone.
He can't even go to McDonald's by himself. It's like,
I can't go to Food Line and get Cold Stone Sweet Cream. I can't do it.
That's why he always texts me. Nobody's gonna recognize me. No.
Kim, the problem with this story is I've only been a couple places with you, but I know the last thing you try to do when you go in a place is be incognito.
Yeah,
Whole court
if
everywhere you
anybody
go.
knows Kim,
Just walking around going,
he's the one approaching everybody else. If you know Kim,
He
looks
throws
like
the door open and it's like, hey.
I'm Kim. I'm here.
He looks like a Layman's Cup billboard right now. I mean, like, I'm glad you took the Layman's Cup mask off. But
It's tough. It's tough being me. Listen, man, what you got going on today? How y'all doing church services down there?
Well, we've been doing driving. You know, from early on when I talked to Griggs and heard what y'all were doing, I was like, man, we can do that. So we are having drive-in, and we actually announced to our folks 2 weeks from now we're starting to slow phase into meeting in our building.
Okay.
So-
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So next week will be our last drive-in, and then we're, Florida. We're not Georgia, but Florida's not far behind them, and we're going to start slowly moving that way.
Okay.
So we've been doing drive-in Sunday morning, but we also been live streaming, for the folks who can't watch at 10:45, and we've been doing that since everybody else has. But we've got the go-ahead now we're spending the next 2 weeks planning out the logistics of that. Yeah.
Well, if your beaches can open up, your churches can. Good grief.
Well, listen, if 700 people can stand on top of each other in one aisle at Walmart,
Right.
I think we can spread them out inside a sanctuary.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Always good to hear your voice, my friend. We got to do this more often.
Yeah, man. Listen, anytime you guys need it, you just hit me up.
Did you get the game, the OG5s? Did you get those?
No, I didn't. It was, I looked and went, I don't even have anywhere to wear this. I think everybody probably feels like, I don't know if you saw that one post that kind of went viral, the guy that was like, my shoes probably think I died. It's like I got nowhere to go and nowhere to wear them, and we're just like every business. We're on that spending freeze, man.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
It was much easier, pre-pandemic to say I bought another pair of high tops. So
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, everybody go follow us. Shout out your social media handles real quick, and shout out the one that they must follow.
oh, where we have the most fun is Wrestling Pastor.
Yeah,
so
man. On Twitter, Wrestling Pastor. Follow that. If you want to laugh daily, follow the Wrestling Pastor on Twitter, and Josh Rivas for the more straight line stuff. That's where his kids are.
Yeah, that's where my kids are and where the jokes that aren't about wrestling are. So.
That's right.
if you want to laugh, go to Rex Chapman. But if you want to see stuff about wrestling, you go to Wrestling Pastor.
Yeah, shout out to Rex Chapman that's built a total social media empire on everybody else's content.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's the dream.
That's the dream, man. Hey, brother, always good to hear from you, man. Enjoy your day down there.
All right, guys, take it easy.
Later.
Yeah.
Hey, that's our espresso shot, man. We're back after a long season of being off from espresso shots. And what better way to get back in the groove than with Josh Rivas, aka the Wrestling Pastor. Hopefully he'll see this on YouTube, and Sean will get all this content out to the sippers this week.
Real quick, another celebrity sighting. I saw Mike Minner at a Red Lobster,
Look at that.
and I saw John Casey a couple weeks after he messed up that kickoff in the Super Bowl, lost the Super Bowl in a Cracker Barrel.
Did he
And
go in the right
pretty
bathroom?
sure I was going to say I'm pretty sure he went in the wrong bathroom. So
All right, man. We don't know what's coming out on Monday, so something's coming out on Monday. But this espresso shot sort of in the middle of things now. So
Yeah.
listen up Monday. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Facebook. We'll shout you out on Facebook.
you got any coffee news?
We're selling coffee now. Thanks for reminding me of that. Kemp's Blend, Bob's Blend, Sean's Blend, Wes's Blend. You can pick up that coffee for yourself. It's whole bean, yes?
Whole beans or ground.
Whole bean or ground. Where can they get the coffee?
Layman'sCupCoffee.com.
Layman'sCupCoffee.com. LAYMEN apostrophe S or just MENS?
Just
MENS?
Yes.
Yeah, Layman'sCupCoffee.com. Just go there. Look and pull up that website and shop till your heart fills up, and let us know what blend you like the best. Hopefully it's the 6 bean blend by Kim. All right, well, thanks for all the love and support, guys. We'll see you on Monday. What's up, everybody? I'm Kemp England on behalf of all the laymen from Layman's Cup podcast. Bob Sims, everybody. Wes Dellinger and Sean Lee, our producer. Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. We ask that you hit that like button. I think it's down on the lower left-hand side of the screen. When you hit that like button, it helps the YouTube algorithm. And we also ask that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then once you do that, share us out. That helps us on YouTube as well. We thank you for all the support. And as always, the Layman's Army, forward is the battle cry.